Muscatine, and welcome to this week's episode of the Muscatine Today Show with two chicks and a Chris. Says we got
or a couple Chris's.
We got them both here today. We took a couple weeks off. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we're back. I hope
a few of you missed us out there.
The fans missed us.
Yeah.
Which one they missed more of us? Probably me, but not you.
No, it would be me. There's no question.
The Chris won. But got a great show coming to you today. We got David Botello.
Yep.
Look at there, I'm getting it right.
Yep.
I did your name better than I did
that's fine.
Romero's over there. But couple things going on in Muscatine right now. The Muscatine boys varsity basketball is just kicking butt and taking names
Yes,
right now.
it's exciting. That's exciting for our community.
Muscatine's got to be super proud of this group that we've been waiting for forever. Chris, tell us a little bit about that group, boys. You know them the best around here.
Well, so these guys have played together for years. Coming up through Next Level, Terrence Watson and Elva Watson's program. Big shout out to them. Cruz Cone, all those guys that have put together a huge program. And last year, Kavian wasn't here with us. He was up at Assumption, but he's back this year. And it's a group that's really played together for a long time, and you can tell. And they're all amazing individually, and they all play well together. I think if I had one or two small wishes for this team is that Talon Becker didn't get hurt, because Talon's, I don't even know how to describe him, explosive wing, who put a couple down for him last year and definitely gets everybody going. But if you saw the highlights that we put out the other day from last week's game, they're just electric.
They're a very fun group to watch them highlights.
Yeah, I went to the game the other night, and that was the first one. I told myself I wanted to get up there and see them because I was excited to check out what they could do. And they was playing Bettendorf, which Bettendorf is, notoriously they're pretty athletic and good at all their sports. So I figured it'd be a good game, and I think their record was 6-2. I don't know who had beat them, but then we was 6-0, and it was a close game. It could have went either way for a while, but starting the second half, the Muskies pulled ahead a ways, and then Bettendorf did make a little run at the end. There was a fantastic play with, I think it was under a minute left, wasn't it, Chris, when, I don't know the gentleman's name, number 24.
Kavian Hodges.
He made a steal and had a breakaway, and he power slammed it in and lit the crowd up. So
I bet that place went electric.
That place went crazy for a little bit, and I think we ended up winning by, what we win by, 6 or 7, didn't we?
6 or 7, yeah. I mean, and I think it was one of those games where, and if you watch, some of these kids played varsity as a freshman, some as a sophomore, and all now. And you look at the development in them as players is huge because, 2 years ago, they might have gotten out to a lead. They wouldn't have been able to hold it, which is just youth. You know what I mean? And they just had an answer every time. There was a point in the second quarter where Welsh had a great charge where he stepped up, and I don't remember who was guarding the other guy, like basically leveraged him right into him, takes this huge charge. I mean, it looked like a football hit. But everybody pops up and they're excited and they play nonstop because they've got enough guys that they can run them through and they can all be going 100% all the time. So it's absolutely a joy to watch.
This is a group of boys this goes to show you, keeping them boys together. Muscatine's on the right path with the youth sports programs and keeping teams together. Have these kind of results at the upper levels. So.
Yep, and I think that their next game, Davenport North, right, Chris? Next Tuesday.
Well, I think they've got a game this week, but
they may have a game.
The game we want to talk about. Let's call it what it is. The game we want to talk about is next Tuesday. We've got kind of a big announcement.
Big announcement. We announcing it yet or later?
Well, by the time you guys have seen this probably won't be news. Maybe it will be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the day goes. But we were invited. Discover Muscatine was invited up to broadcast the North Muscatine game. It's a boys-girls doubleheader, so we'll be up there Tuesday night. We've got some friends in the North organization, and they reached out and said, "Hey, we're 7-1. You guys are 7-0. The girls and boys are both here. We've got some good girls. One that's going to Iowa, one that's going to LSU, and Cruz has got your girls playing well. They're coming together under his first year. What do you think about coming up to broadcast? I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Like, I didn't have to think twice, right? So we don't have all the details yet. Maybe by the time this goes out, we'll have some. But Tuesday night, Discover Muscatine will be up in Davenport, up at the home of the Wildcats to bring you a little Muskie action.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Discover
Excited for that
Muscatine.
game. It's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game. It's like the Super Bowl of basketball. Is Muscatine ranked number 6 still, or did they raise?
I haven't looked.
Yeah, but Muscatine's up there, so great.
Yeah,
great,
they can
great
definitely
group.
make a good playoff run this year, and hopefully the team stays healthy and together. And there was, we lost Luke Wieskamp. He moved. They moved him down to Arizona, I believe, to some special type of school for him to develop his basketball skills. And if he'd have stuck around, we'd definitely be a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah. Well, and I think that shows you how deep the talent pool in Muscatine can be. Is you can lose a player like Luke and still be a number 6 team in the state, right?
Nice.
And that's what our programs can be, right? If you look at the kids following this senior and junior class, honestly, there's some that could potentially be better. I mean, even going down to the 8th and 7th grade levels. I think the 8th grade team, travel team, is like undefeated. I think they've won. I mean, you've got the team behind. So my son's 7th grade. The team behind him has won state. We haven't played at state yet. We'll go this year, but so there's a lot of basketball talent in this community, and it's great to see it all actually coming to fruition. And again, I've got to give a huge shout out to Elva and Terrence Watson, who run Next Level Basketball, because they do yeoman's work to keep this. I mean, there's about 2 teams per grade, and then it rolls right into the school programs. And I think this year they were saying there's 50 some odd kids out for 7th grade basketball.
That's an incredible number,
which is
for
nuts.
7th grade.
Right. So, you've got kids that have played together a long time. You pull in other kids that are maybe starting, and you give them all the opportunity to toss the ball out and see what you get.
Yeah. And at that 7th grade level, they got to be having fun to love it to get to the older level. It sounds like they're doing a great job.
And I always used to play noon ball up till the last year or two, 3 times a week up to the Y, and I'm sure them boys were up there. Maybe I showed them a move or two when they was.
Maybe that's why they're 6th in the state, is because of your noon ball, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well,
I remember you a couple times in an ankle brace.
Well, I used to play noon ball too, and
these boys are good. They'll run circles around you.
Oh man, I would not even want to play. Like it would just not even. It wouldn't be good.
Yeah, congratulations to the Muskies. Keep this fire going for them. Pack the house in every home game you can.
Yeah, make sure you come check them out, everybody in Muscatine. We need to support this team and show them we're behind them.
Yep. And I been training Danny for the last couple of days. He's taking over my position at Muscatine Downtown Investors, starting Monday officially, and he's been riding around with me around town, and we get stopped at the roundabout, and I think he's the problem. He is the problem. He's yelling at me to.
You might as well put a 4-way stop back in, because every time we go into a roundabout with him, we sit there for 4 hours waiting for a car 2 blocks away because he's scared he might get hit.
Okay, we got to do this. Tiny.
Tiny.
You're a downtown business.
Yep, I hate roundabouts. Don't even ask me.
You're with me.
No, okay, now, okay. Tell me, when you go to a roundabout, do you speed up, stop, slow down? What do you do?
I try to zipper so the way it's supposed to be, but most people don't. It just depends how fast they can get to that freaking sign. Everybody wants to jump in front. Nobody does it the way they're supposed to.
So what is the supposed to way? Because we argue about it.
It's supposed to be zipper, like a zipper.
That's
1,
because
2
you
turns.
stop.
Yeah.
I fell asleep twice the last time we went through a
Well,
roundabout.
not completely stop.
So-
I mean,
No, if I'm here and there's 10 cars behind me, do the 10 cars all go and then it's my turn?
no,
That's what he said you're supposed to do.
no. You're supposed to zipper it. You're supposed to, you and then the next guy and then the next
No,
guy and then the next
no.
guy.
Yeah.
And then,
That's
No.
what I do.
yeah.
That's
No.
the proper way, I believe.
If,
Yeah, I
there,
think
if
so.
there's an opening, you go. If you want to stop,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
want to
no,
stop
okay,
and
okay,
wait,
okay.
if you want
Alright.
to stop and wait for the next car, that's what a four-way
Here's-
stop's for. When you put a four-way stop in, you go, you
Well,
go, you go,
yeah,
you go.
here, I'm
Roundabout, go, go,
Here's-
With
go,
that argument,
go.
why even go the circle? Just go straight through.
Yeah, that's why they had to put the piece in the middle to stop him from jumping it.
Go straight through.
Before that, I told this story before. Before that statue or sculpture went up, I did see an old boy in a big old 70s truck drive straight through
Yep,
that
I
thing.
seen that too. Yeah.
But here's the thing. So official rules for driving in a roundabout. Yield. Drivers entering a roundabout must yield to traffic already in the roundabout, pedestrians and bicyclists. Drivers should look left for oncoming traffic before reaching the yield line. Drivers in the roundabout have the right of way and entering traffic must yield to them. So it's not a zipper. It's not a zipper.
It's not.
It's go.
not. It's once you're in, you keep going. And you just
What about if you're
It's-
not in?
you wait until you've got a hole
So,
to shoot.
so if a guy wants to be a jerk and just go in circles and circles and circles,
You
everybody
can't
else
get in.
oh.
I could have went around the roundabout 6 times before
Yeah.
he pulls in. He's scared we're going to have a head-on collision.
If you do that, then you have to worry about it. Then.
Do you honk at him? My
Oh,
turn, my turn.
I say things I probably shouldn't.
I'll say this.
But if it's my wife, it's a whole different story.
You
She'll,
just shut up.
yeah, well, if she's driving, I close my eyes because
We don't know what's going to happen.
she's just in. She's just
That's where I'm at. I'm
That's
in.
it.
Yeah.
Tiny, am I going to have to cut this part out?
Why is that?
Yeah. Are you
Talking
getting
about
supper
George.
tonight?
No, I'm
Yeah.
not. Look, I'm
All
good.
right.
I'm good for a while.
So
Oh, she knows it's the truth, though. That's why.
Yeah.
I love roundabouts are the gift that keep on giving.
I love them. Just they're such a great topic.
I don't understand them, but I mean, if there was a big city, I can see that. Like if it's a huge city, but the Muscatine roundabouts are.
We're
Yeah,
putting a
but
few more
we
in.
play like the big boys.
There'll be one at every intersection within the next 20 years.
Yeah. They save on traffic light cost or something.
Well,
or
and-
we'll have more topics.
Well, Mythbusters, you can go back and watch Mythbusters. They go through it all, how it's supposed to work. They did this whole study about the traffic flow through it, and they can move significantly more traffic through an intersection safely and quickly.
If
than-
everybody plays right, though, everybody's got to.
Well, that's because
Amen.
you got him thinking it's Daytona.
I'm going.
Yeah.
The NASCAR. That's pretty.
I was
funny.
thinking about going up to Fifth Street and around sometimes because
man.
you can't get in it.
Next time, Tiny, I see you coming down with the big trailer and everything,
Yep.
I am zipping right in front of you because I know you're going to stop for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to slow down.
You're way too nice of a
Not
guy.
necessarily stop. I'm going to see.
You get the big trailer full of DJ equipment, just
Yeah.
get in there and stop.
Go a couple circles around just to piss people off. Yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. I'll jump in if I have to, but I don't know if I completely stay there for a
Well,
while.
please hope he's not in there because you're not getting in. He's
What do
jumping.
you drive so I know?
I'm not going to tell you.
Surprise!
You got to figure it out.
I
I
think
know
we need
he's-
to put a dash cam in Danny's truck.
Yeah. Yeah. So we every guest we ask him about the roundabout.
Oh, really?
And the statue but we
Well, you ought to know what the statue looks like. You sit there for 4 hours looking at it.
well I know.
Okay, on that note,
Yeah. But anyway, we attended a housing meeting Wednesday. A couple things is they're saying we need 2,000 more houses in the county over the
Well,
how long?
they want. I think the 2,000 is over the next. I think it's 10 years. There's been some other goals to try to add 300 units a year, and that's not just houses. That's that can be a condo or
Apartments.
other unit, but I think they'd like to add over 10 years. I think it is 2,000 houses to Muscatine, and that's just the 10-year goal. They want to continue forever. That's never going to stop.
Yeah. So it always seems like you want housing because 11,000 people are coming to or leaving Muscatine or coming to Muscatine.
come to Muscatine.
11,000 people a day drive into Muscatine to where that number bounced around a lot. It started at 8,500, so that there's some confusion on that number. But I've heard anywhere between 8,500 and then the last I've heard of 10,500 or 11,000 drive in, 8,000, 8,500 drive out to go to Davenport, Iowa City, or somewhere else.
I did. I just don't agree with the numbers. Just
A day?
because-
Well, I don't know if I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because
I struggle with those numbers sometimes, but.
It's just like if you want to live here, you'll find a place. I mean, the system will work itself out. To
Right.
me.
As long as the city and the counties and make it conducive and easy for builders and developers to do their thing. Planning and zoning is not too restrictive for those the developers and builders to do business in Muscatine. The costs, you know, you've been involved in this for a long time, the cost and the struggles around all that. You want the cities to be good to work with so that they want to build here instead of other communities. But I struggle with the housing also because I think them things sometimes take care of themselves. I think if I wanted to move to any city in America, including Muscatine, if I wasn't here, I'd find a place to build, I'd find a house. You know, there is some of our top end, top management executive positions, doctors, things like that, claim that there's not enough of those top end houses that they, you know, they say sometimes that's a problem with us getting doctors and stuff for our new hospitals and things like that. But I think for the most part, if people want to move to a community, they'll find a way to make it happen. So I don't know.
I'd say, to your point, it's one factor, right? You know, I think obviously most of the time I feel the government's role is to support the private businesses that need to accomplish this stuff, to your point, right? So make sure that you've got an environment conducive to builders, contractors, building spec houses and all those things, you know, and the developers like Downtown Investors to increase the number of units they've got. And then, you know, put some incentives out there if you really think you need it, and let her wash itself out.
Yeah, a lot of times you can never, on the investor side, you can't make what you have in it on the return side. So like that guy said yesterday, you're not going to lose money on 30 units, $20,000 units. You're just not going to do it.
Right, and that's why I keep hearing that it's cheaper. And the profit margin in a Bettendorf or a Coralville or a North Liberty is higher than Muscatine. So some of the builders don't want to build here because, for whatever reason, that profit margin isn't as high.
For as much.
Right.
Opportunity cost, building here versus building somewhere
but there
else.
is things that, you know, everybody wants more. Everybody wants more housing. They know the community foundation, the chamber, cities, county governments. They want to grow. That's their thing. You know. I struggle with that a little bit because I like the size of our community. I don't want to be a Davenport. I don't want to be in Iowa City. The traffic in the last 20 years in Muscatine, to me, has gotten like we are anyway. And so once you grow, you have to have more services, whether that's with your roads, with your schools, with your police, with your fire.
Trash service,
You know, everything goes. So even though you bring in more tax revenue, you have to spend more money on those services to cover more people. So
Is it a wash in the end?
What's that?
Is it just handling more money? Is it a wash because now you have more fire, more police, more trash men? You got more roads.
So you got to pick your poison, and you know you got to decide what you want for your community. And then the biggest saying they like to say, if you ain't growing, you're dying. Well, maybe that's true. They claim that our population in Muscatine has stayed stagnant around 23,000 since World War II. Well, I wouldn't say we're dying. I still see a lot of growth and things here. But as communities like developing the riverfront, building the dome, developing your downtown shopping area, maybe a Kohl's, maybe a Target, maybe seems like Chick-fil-A seems to be one of the hottest Texas Roadhouse. When you add those things to a community, it's more appealing for the guy driving to Davenport that says, well, maybe Muscatine's a place that I want to move and live.
You know what I think we really need? I think we need more teen dances.
More teen dances.
I think that's the missing piece that nobody's talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I am thankful every day that we've got a guy here who's going to go to the mat and get us more teen dances.
David,
Yeah.
tell us
Tiny.
about your business, Tiny.
So
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. And I don't know when to jump in because I got opinions, but I'm not going to jump in there. 'cause
We like
it's
opinions.
gonna get everybody
Yeah,
in trouble.
don't
so.
be scared.
Don't
Yeah,
be scared.
all right, then. Don't have, be careful.
Hey.
Be careful. Yes.
Get it off the chest.
All right. Well, I own a business here in Muscatine called Tiny Toons Entertainment.
And you own a business downtown?
Yeah, downtown.
Well,
21 to 23 East Side.
Yep,
We've had a few
221.
people in downtown, and we always ask another thing that we're always complaining about is parking meters. What's your opinion on the parking meter? Because they always say Danny and Brian are the big parking meter
They say
guys.
we're the one
We
that
like
hates
we
it.
like to hear
So-
people from businesses.
I love all the development that's going on downtown. I really do. That because my windows were blocked for like almost 2 months, but it looks nice outside. But the city needs to work on parking, so we need more parking, and it just has to be. It just has to be. If
Now,
we're gonna
free parking or paid parking?
just any kind of parking, any kind of parking. So on the end, and it's gonna sound like I'm complaining, but at the end I'm at, anytime during the day that place will be full. So 2 hours cycle it, and then there's meters around the stuff. We just need more space to park or more area for people to be able to park freely to shop downtown or go downtown. Because most of the time when I get customers in, they're in a rush because they got to go check their meter or they only got 2 hours. And my appointments can be 2 or 3 hours easy. So yeah, just more parking would be nice downtown. It'd be nice. I mean, I like that they're cleaning up, fixing up buildings and all that stuff. That's wonderful. I really love that. My building got a facelift and it needed it, and I don't feel the wind coming in like I did before. So I mean, it's beautiful, but they just need more parking downtown. That's for sure.
Yep.
But otherwise, I'm happy with where I'm at right now. We do help out another building over here on this end where we're going to throw the teen dance. So let me tell you what we do. We're an entertainment business. We do from one end of the spectrum to the other. So what we do is we do everything from DJ, we do photography, videography, we do backdrops, linens, decorations. We do everything that you can need for an event except food. So food is a little tricky beast that I don't want to mess with. But we do everything else. I'll eat the food that's at the parties, but that's about it. So we do everything from we could have servers if you need them. We could decorate the ugliest halls to make them look the prettiest and all that good stuff.
You rent tables too?
We rent
chairs?
tables, chairs, tents, inside and outside parties. So anything that's you need to have fun, we take care of it for you. Any kind of events, it could be from 10 people to, we've done over 1,000. So we can do one event to the other, from one spectrum to the other.
How many places are you currently? You do DJ and karaoke, right?
So yeah, we do it too. So here's the thing: we're very mobile. So like we'll go from city to city. So we've gone all the way from Chicago to Des Moines to Wisconsin. We just got an invitation to Texas, and I think Michigan too. We got an invitation to go over there too. Yeah. So because we put on a pretty big show with the DJs, so we have a system that can go from one end to the other, from real simple 50-person party to over thousands of kids. So
You've DJ'd and karaoke down at headquarters a couple times.
yeah,
haven't you?
headquarters, and I was
I-
also doing.
I was in there singing with you a couple times.
Okay, that's okay.
I think I'm Garth Brooks, so
That's fine.
Randy Owen from Alabama, that's my favorite. Oh, play me.
Yeah, and to me, you sound just like Red Brooks.
Boy.
Yeah.
I think
Changed topics.
I probably got video if you want it.
He's gonna put on a show here.
Yeah, no, so that's what he wants. We'll go get this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd bring it. I was going to sing a
Yeah,
song.
well, next time I'll bring it if you want.
Yeah.
So we do all that. We do karaoke. We help with the venue here. We help out with the venue right here on 129 West. What is it? 129 West
The
Second.
old Marie Lindsay building.
Yeah,
down
yeah,
there.
yeah. The old museum or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We're upstairs, so I'm helping to manage it. So we've been managing it for years already, for a couple of years, because they didn't know what was going on, but we take care of it. But on occasion, like around this time of the year, we throw some events. And one of the things that I started out DJing, and this was many moons ago, back in the 80s, we used to throw teen dances in Muscatine because it was the same thing. There was nothing for teenagers to do except to get in trouble. That's when, and you guys will probably remember the ones. You remember the ones?
The why?
No, the ones.
Oh, yeah.
The one
Oh,
ways.
yeah.
Everybody go cruise the ones and get in trouble. So, yeah,
It's sad they ended because that was really
yeah, it was
a
fun.
unique
But
thing for Muscatine. And
it was cool.
you know, it kind of ended a few years. I graduated in '88. It kind of ended a few years after I got out of high school. They shut it down. But
yeah.
it would have been nice if they'd have left that alone.
Yeah.
That was really a unique thing that many cities didn't have.
Yeah, we would go up and down the street just socializing. That was our Facebook before.
I think
the
they thought
school.
we was raising too much hell, and the city wanted to,
Yeah, it's always been that way.
kind of like Dirty Dancing. They shut down the dancing.
Exactly like they're
Yeah.
dancing. This is
That is Muscatine to a T.
like Footloose. It was just
You're Footloose.
yeah.
That was Footloose, wasn't it?
Yeah, Footloose. Yeah, I know what you meant.
Sorry, wrong sewer.
So we used to
You're
throw.
still thinking of.
We used to throw dances back then, so and then I started again. I go, now I got the means. Back then, it's put whatever I could together with whoever I could, and I was young. So I'm gonna start doing it again. We have plenty of events. We're busy all throughout the year, but around January and February, it's cold. People are a little bit slow in the weddings and quinceañeras and all that. So I'm gonna throw one here. I'm gonna throw a dance here on February 1st for the teenagers.
February 1st.
February 1st.
So is it going to be like a Valentine, take your sweetheart?
Not that one. Not that one.
Okay.
That one's just gonna be an all-out. So I DJ'd the high school dances for about 6-7 years, and I was very limited to what I could play there. And I understand it's just high school. So here I'll have a little bit more freedom to the music they want. Not that it's gonna be it's not gonna be bad. It's just they want more rap and they want more this and that. So we'll play a lot of the music, a lot of the dance music that they want. I even interact with the kids a little bit different. It'll be a little bit more. They'll be involved more. We're gonna have some games. We're gonna do some. We had a while back. We had some kids who want to rap. We had them rapping.
Rap contest?
Yeah, we'll have rap. We'll
Hey,
dance.
when
contest.
you need it, let me know. I'll be there.
Okay, we'll have some gifts so you can rap.
So you remember back in the 80s?
They can still bring their sweetheart that night.
Oh yeah, you can be
You
sweetheart.
might remember this when you got around the circle and there was the break dancing in the back.
Yeah.
You gonna have that?
We just had a wedding. We did that, but where the groom was breakdancing. But these kids don't know breakdancing is too much right now. It's coming back, but they're not. Muscatine's a little bit behind
Oh yeah.
the times, but it'll come back. Yeah, it's coming back.
So
we can do that.
if somebody needs to get a hold of you for some of your services, what's the best way to?
You can call me. I can give you my number is 563-554-8105. Or what you can do is you can either come down to my shop. So I have a shop down there. It was 221 or 223 East 2nd. It's across from Ruler Rule. Or you can catch me on all social medias. You can catch me on Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, all of them. So I'm on all of them, constantly posting every single weekend. And then you guys can reach me at any time for any kind of events. We'll do weddings, quinceañeras, corporate events. Last year we did the Rag Rag. On the last one I went through town, I was that was fun DJing for all them people. That was a lot of
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, and we had a big giant gorilla mascot. I don't know if you guys seen that. We had like a 10-foot gorilla that was down there. It was a mascot. It was pretty fun. So we're hoping to have a lot of fun that night. So the thing that I want is kids to come, but it has to do with the parents actually bringing them down and making sure that they know about it, because kids have the attention span of about 15 seconds. So it's something they don't remember unless you're constantly telling them. So I'm hoping this gets out to the parents so they can bring the kids and drop them off.
So what is the age group? Is it
13 to 19.
13 to 19?
Yep.
Is there a fee to get in?
Yes, so it's $15, but it also gets you a couple raffle tickets. We're gonna give away some stuff that night too. We're gonna give away some drinks and stuff, like energy drinks, which they love. And it sounds silly, but the kids know, they understand, they live on that stuff. So I'm gonna try to get some gifts. I'm going to get some gift cards for like some of the locals downtown, like Black Pearl and all that, because they love the Black Pearl.
Boy, they
Oh
love
my
Black
God.
Pearl. They love them energy. So what are the hours of it?
The hours is gonna be 8 to midnight. 8 to midnight, but it's doors open at 7. There'll be tables for sitting, and they can come in and grab a chair, grab a table, or just stand around. It doesn't matter. The room will be upstairs. But here's the cool part to it. Have you guys ever been up there,
Yes,
upstairs? You have been up. Okay, so we have an 80s style arcade in there. So we have over 50 games in there. So we'll have the arcade open. So this is the arcades that we know, not the arcades that are nowadays. There's no internet in there. So the arcade will be open. There are quarter machines. That'll be open with all the noise that comes with it. We'll have that open. We'll have we'll be selling like water and stuff, but for like $1, just not to make money off it, just so the kids have something to drink, water and pop and
They're all
stuff.
gonna want something to drink.
Yeah, so it's not expensive. So It'll be cheaper than most places you go right now because I don't want it to get rich. I just wanted to keep the kids busy. I have my kids that grew up in Muscatine, and it was boring. And I remember growing up too. So we're gonna make it for them. If they show up, we'll keep doing it.
So like a lot of parents, I have kids, and it would be very worrisome too. Is there security?
Yeah,
and
there'll be.
all that
Yep,
kind of stuff.
and so that's a good question. So this is on the parent side of it. If you would like to chaperone, if there's anybody that wants to chaperone and come and help us out, that's fine. We'll have 2 guys walking around, security for there, because kids think that. So I've been through every kind of scenario you can think of because this is what I do every weekend. So they think.
I remember back when we was in high school, they had the high school dances every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the place. It was down by where the
Doozy's
Crossmore
Good
headquarters.
Time.
Doozy's Good Time. Every Wednesday night they'd have it. It was pretty busy. They had a couple pool
Where,
tables
downtown?
in there. We'd shoot pool. No, it was
Where
down,
Love's is now.
Yeah, down by where Love's is.
Okay, because there used to be a building downtown too. They tore it down, and they tried to.
I think it was the Elks building. It was right on the corner of Mississippi and Mulberry.
Yeah.
Like kind of behind where
Yeah.
it sat on the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
It was on the corner. It was this big old dark building.
Yeah.
And it had like a raised parking lot.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that one I remember.
That was a long time ago. Yeah. So
Yeah, we had a lot of fun down there.
yeah.
It's a good time. Something to look. The kids look forward. I mean, we look forward to it. If you have something to do in the wintertime, you like it.
And there won't be no mess around. There will be security there. And my business is owned by my family, so everything that we do is my wife, myself, and my 3 children, which are adults now. So they'll be all there, and then I got a couple of family members that'll come in and they'll be walking around making sure, because they'll try to like bring in a cup and say it's a pop, and I'm not dumb. I know what these kids are doing, so we'll make sure we're watching them and make sure, because I wouldn't want to bring in my nephews or nieces to any environment that's.
Is it a thing like once they're entered with
Yes.
their $15, they can't leave?
You cannot leave. No.
Once you leave,
You're done.
You're done for the night. Like
Yeah.
And I think that's a great rule because
Yeah.
that just leads to.
Well, and there's a couple of things you'll know who's serious about it. So the kids that are in there, they're in there to have fun. And if you've been to my events, you're pretty busy the whole night.
Yeah.
So if you're not busy, then it's pretty boring. Yeah, I would expect you to leave, but they usually don't leave because we'll joke around, mess around. I'm gonna have this giant TV screen. I'm a giant screen. It's inflatable, and I'm gonna throw stuff up there. I might throw the kids up there because they like looking at themselves. I mean, it's huge. It's about the size of this wall. It's like a 110-inch screen. We'll throw that up there. We'll throw some other games and stuff like that. And
What about a dance off?
we'll have
They have to beat you in dance.
no. Chris, you have to beat Chris.
Yeah.
Well, no, that is no. Hey, I was minding my business back here. Don't bring me into this.
We'll have
I was minding my business.
We're talking about a TikTok dance off. So
Yeah, and then it be on the screen,
Yeah.
and then a big vote
Yeah.
and yell, and
yeah, that'll be fun.
actually,
You guys gonna compete?
come on, I think you could pull it off.
I'll stick to the singing.
Just stick to the singing.
I do dance a little bit. I ain't scared.
I've seen you. Well,
I don't
well,
think
the bad thing
I don't
here
have
is
very good moves,
It's a
but I.
kids dance. There's no drinks involved. So
Yeah, so you
Well,
can
usually,
play
yeah,
sober.
I usually have a few shots before I'm going crazy.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to prevent.
yeah. So it's a great idea to get the kids busy.
Yep.
And, I thank you, and I'm sure. I don't know if you can. Are you getting the message out to the schools?
I'm
and
getting
all
them
that,
out. Sometimes with the school, it's a little difficult because
Sure.
when you start mixing the score with it, then it gets a little bit more political. I did it before, and I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit. Well, we don't want to do this. We don't want to say this. But I got kids, so kids are talking about it. I got my little tiny crew of.
Maybe you can get some flyers or something.
Yeah,
to get out to the high school.
Yeah, we could post a little link to the. Can they pre-buy tickets or is
No,
it
it's
buy
all
them at the door?
At the door.
Is it Venmo, cash
You
only?
can do- you
how
can
they
do-
how they pay?
Venmo or cash. Venmo
At
or
the door
cash.
only.
Yep, at
Okay.
the door only. It saves for a lot of mistakes. So if it's just at the door, it's done. They will be marked. We'll have like invisible markers. So if they have to go out for some reason, we understand. But for some reason, as long as everybody's nice and respectful, nothing will happen. Nothing will go bad. It'll be fun. It's always fun.
Oh yeah.
There'll be enough stuff to do that night and then we have some plans for some future events, some other stuff that if this one goes well, I'm not trying to get rich off of it or anything because I can't. It won't. I'm trying to break even just to do the next one, And the next one we'll bring in some. I'm thinking about bringing in some young, in training DJs, some kids, and some girls that want to be DJs too. So I got some girls that are, and they're pretty good too.
Training.
Yeah, they're training. They're in training. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. So
That's good. That's exciting.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I'm hoping that the parents tell the kids and they just drop them off. Just bring them in. And if the parents want to walk in and walk around, just check it out. That's fine. So come on in. You can look at it. Not a problem at all.
Okay.
End of the night, a lot of kids will be out past curfew. Does parents have to pick them
Yeah,
up?
they have to pick them up. Yeah, they will not be let to just to go walk. So, and I'll make sure we announce that because the dance is usually in pretty early at the high school, which is understandable. But here, if we go, that's when they start getting a little. When you let them go that early, then that's when they go mess around. So.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll leave them there a little bit later. Get them a little bit.
I don't want the bit.
Yeah, I bet you did. This is Muscatine. Nobody does that. They find
We're not talking
someone.
about last weekend.
Yeah.
We're talking about when you was a teenager.
But back then, not everybody recorded everything we did.
Yeah, there wasn't no cell phones to catch my every
Yeah,
day.
I don't remember anything from the '80s. So.
No,
So
you don't want it.
Okay.
One thing I do want to take a quick second and say is I've got to thank you, Tiny, because for the last 4 years, when we took over Jingle and Mingle, you stepped up tremendously.
Oh.
Like that first time I walked in, I'm like, we're going to do, and you're like, yeah, we'll do it. And every year you've done an amazing job.
Thank you.
Without question. You threw it in. You didn't ask for anything. You know, if we can spin a little something, it's been great. And you host Santa. You cover DJ in the main area. Your whole family's involved. And I think they've actually grown to like it and love it a little bit. But I do just have to, publicly thank you because it definitely wouldn't be what it is without you guys.
I appreciate that.
And I'd like to thank you when I come singing at headquarters that you notice talent and you always move me to the front of the list to sing. So I was always up. I mean, I was the only one in there singing, but still, you always put me first. So I appreciate that.
No problem. Anytime.
Oh,
He
boy.
passed me the 20 every once in a while.
So, Tiny, thank you for
problem.
coming. Tiny Tunes 221, 223 West 2nd. The teen dance, you want to run by one more time,
One
the
more time.
hours and
Yep, it's-
price and when it is?
It's February 1st, so it's a Saturday. Usually they do teen dances on Fridays. Ours is going to be on Saturday, February 1st. It's going to be up at the River's Edge Event Loft, 129 West 2nd. You have to come in and go upstairs. It is handicap accessible, so if anybody comes in a wheelchair, we can get them up there in the elevator. It's going to be from 8 to midnight. The doors open at 7. So if you want a table, you come in early. If you don't care, then just come in whatever time you want. Parents are welcome to come through. If they want to chaperone, just message me, call me at 563-554-8105, or message me on Facebook or whatever the formats. I'm on all of them.
Okay, there you go.
And then go from there.
February 1st.
February 1st,
Yep.
brush up on your dance moves,
And arcade games and
your Pac-Man skills.
Galaga.
Um, having the dance off. We're going to try, we got now till then to get Chris doing the TikTok dance. We're going to do whatever we can. And
not going to happen.
then
be
we'll
some-
post that for
there'll be some
maybe
raffles
Big
and
Brothers,
stuff,
Big
yeah.
Sisters.
Yeah.
We'll try to raise some money for it. He's back there telling us shut the hell up.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's the great thing about having the editing power.
So, Chris, Dan, do you have anything else for Tiny?
No, sir.
All right.
Yeah, well, thank you so much
No,
for
thank you.
coming. This weekend, the weather's going to be a little warmer.
I hope so.
Just a little bit below freezing. So, but yeah, get out and do your things. And Tiny, thank you for coming.
No problem. Anytime.
We'll see you next time on Two Chicks and a Chris.